Good morning, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today. That is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. Pardon me. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. And if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are being recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear, affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, none but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, you can step forward to the podium. Violetta Borovaya. Morning, miss. What's your date of birth?
It's November 23rd, 1990.
Violetta, you're here on a probable cause arrest for a violation of probation. There is probable cause for the VOP. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'm not sure yet because I did the program and I don't know why. Technically, I'm not VOP right now.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll go ahead and appoint a public defender right now. That way somebody's going to come see you right away so that they can explain to you what's happening, all right?
Okay.
All right. The bond on the VOP, of course, is no bond. I'm going to have you back in court. Oh, my goodness. Is that the earliest date?
There's another date of 5/18. That was already on there. It is a 20 date, but 5/18.
I'm moving it. That's ridiculous. That's over 30 days. I'm going to send you back to court on the 18th of May. The public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Thank you so much, sir.
You bet. Corey Small.
Small. No, Your Honor.
Okay. Morning, Corey. What's your date of birth? What's your date of birth?
4/4/78.
Charges battery on a detention staff. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Well, I'll take a public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. I'm going to leave your
Yes,
bond
sir.
per the schedule, which is at $2,000. We'll have you back in court on the 23rd of May. PD will come see you before then, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Robert Osteen. Morning, Robert. Date of birth?
August 27th, 1992.
Robert, you're here on a warrant that I signed. I found probable cause for 6 charges, 2 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count of felony domestic battery by strangulation, 1 count of misdemeanor domestic battery, 2 counts of robbery by sudden snatching. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I would like a public defender.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, Steve.
No priors, Your Honor.
Thank goodness. Robert, I have an address for you on Salem Tower Road in Perry. Is that where you live now?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And how long have you been there?
I just moved back down here less than 2 weeks ago, Your Honor.
Okay. Where were you?
I was living in Wisconsin for the past 3 years.
Okay.
If I could make a request, please.
Sure, what's the request?
I would like to request, if possible, some form of reduced bond because I currently have no money, no job, and no assets.
Well, Robert, that's the whole point of this hearing is to set your bond. You have an interesting situation because it looks like you got arrested in Taylor County. And the judge
I turned myself in, Your Honor.
Okay, and the judge up there set bonds, which he shouldn't have done. They should have just sent you to me. But that's what we're here to figure out. So, all right, State, you said no history.
No history, yeah.
And Robert, are you employed? Do you have a job of some kind?
I was supposed to start work the day before yesterday.
Doing
However,
what?
because I turned myself in, I wasn't able to, so
Okay.
I'm still unemployed.
What kind of work?
I'm working for my uncle in a construction business in Jacksonville.
Okay. All right, hang on one second. All right. I can reduce it a little, Robert. So on the 2 ag assaults and the domestic battery by strangulation, I'm gonna set those 3 charges at 5,000. On the misdemeanor battery at 1,000, and the 2 robberies at 5,000. So that's gonna be a total of $26,000. Condition is that you have no contact with Rebecca while these charges are pending. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. Don't contact her by social media. Don't go where she lives. Don't go where she works. Don't have a third person contact her. Any way that you might imagine getting a message to her, I forbid you to do that.
Your Honor, am I able to have a third person contact regarding the children only?
I'm not gonna give you permission for that. If you guys are in civil court for a divorce, or if there's something else going on, the judge there can arrange that. I'm sorry?
We actually intend to stay married, and she wants me to be able to see the children.
Well, the answer is no to the kids until this gets processed a little farther, all right? Because I don't want to set you up for failure, and then all of a sudden you're back in jail without bond. So we'll get further down the road, and they'll probably get that worked out. I will have you back in court on the 23rd of May. If you're able to bond out, you should go see the public defender right away. If you can't get out, they're going to come see you at the jail, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Steve Wynn? Want to start with your date of birth?
July 13, 1986, Your Honor.
All right. Steve, I've got 20 counts of possession of child pornography. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'd like a public defender.
I'll point to PD, Steve.
Your Honor, he has no priors, but we would ask that he, a condition be set that no contact with anyone under 18 and that he has GPS monitor.
Okay. And Mr. Wynn, I had an address for you on Abigail Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yeah, that's correct.
How long have you been there?
Since July of last year.
And are you working these days?
I am, Your Honor.
What do you do?
I monitor internet connections for different businesses.
Okay. I'm going to leave the bonds for the schedule, which is $10,000 on each count for a total of $200,000. Condition of the bond is that if you are able to bond out, you'll be subject to GPS monitoring at your expense. If you are out, you would have no contact with any human being under the age of 18. I'll have you back in court on the 23rd of May. If you're able to get out, you should go see the PD right away. If you can't get out, they're going to come see you at the jail before you go to court, okay?
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. Jerry Glisson?
Yes, sir.
Morning, Jerry. Date of birth?
10/5/1980.
All right, Jerry, I have a warrant signed by Judge Barbie. He found probable cause for a burglary, pardon me, and a petty theft, and then we also have 1 count of dealing in stolen property. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I can represent myself, sir.
Okay.
I tried to get
What's that?
I tried to get it back for him yesterday, but the guy wasn't home, so I couldn't return it to him.
Okay, well, that's, Jerry, don't say anything else, okay? State any history?
Your Honor, he has a resisting without in 2022, possession of paraphernalia in 2022, driving on a suspended in 2019, possession of controlled substance and paraphernalia in 2018, another possession of paraphernalia in 2017, possession of marijuana in 2017, possession of paraphernalia in 2015, possession of marijuana and controlled substance 2013 and 2011, driving on suspended in 2010, drug possession in 2009, possession of paraphernalia in 2009, another possession of paraphernalia, 2 counts in 2006, and a possession of paraphernalia in 2006, and he has prior history for that.
Okay. Jerry, are you working at all these days?
Right in a second, no sir, I'm not.
Okay.
But I can get a job when I get out, if that's what there is.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'll set your bond at 1,000 on each of the 3 counts. It's a total of 3,000. I don't know if you can get out on that or not. You'll be back in court on the 23rd of May. You sure you don't want the public defender?
I'll take a public defender.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and appoint the public defender, Jerry. So if you can't get out, they're gonna come see you and see if they can get this case resolved right away, okay?
I'm not gonna be able to get out, sir, I don't got no.
Okay, well, that's why I say the PD's gonna come see you right away, all right?
Alright.
Thank you.
Sir, but if I could return the part to.
Well, I don't want you to talk to me about the facts, Jerry. You have to talk to the public defender about that, okay?
Alright.
All right, thank you. Michael Harnage, did you just take a plea yesterday? What was you got a case number and whatnot? Hi, Michael. Date of birth?
Hey, 1/14/87.
All right. And what was the charge? Petty theft? Okay. So, Michael, apparently, we had a hold for you out of North Carolina. So there's 2 parts to what we might do today, because I took that probationary plea from you yesterday.
Yes.
With the North Carolina warrant, you have the right to have an extradition hearing. The point of an extradition hearing would be to determine if you're the right guy and if North Carolina actually has a hold or a warrant for you. That process can take up to 60 days. While you're waiting for that to happen, you'd stay right here in the jail in Hernando County. If we determine that you are the right guy and they do have a warrant, then North Carolina from that point would have 15 days to come and get you. You can waive your right to that hearing this morning if you wish. If you waive your right to that hearing, North Carolina would be put on the clock right now, told they have 15 days from today to come get you. In addition, if you waived your right to the extradition hearing this morning, I would amend your sentence in the case yesterday where you took probation to time served, so you'd be done with the local charge and you'd be able to get to North Carolina ASAP. So do you want us to set up an extradition hearing, or would you like me to put North Carolina on the clock right now?
Put them on the clock, but can
All
you
right.
explain that one more time as far as?
I sure can. So what'll happen now is if we put them on the clock, then North Carolina's going to get notified today that they have 15 days to come get you. If in 15 days you're still here, they'll bring you back to see me, and I'll find out if they're actually coming or what the holdup is or what's the problem. If you do that today, the other thing I'll do is yesterday, remember you took a plea on that petty theft?
Right.
And I gave you probation. Well, obviously you're
Right.
not going to be able to go do the probation in a timely manner. So if you waive your hearing, if we put North Carolina on the clock, I'm going to amend the sentence in that case from yesterday to time served, so that case will be done.
Okay, so I'll have time served for that case you're saying?
Yep, that case, the second you tell me you want to waive, then I'm going to amend that, and that case is over this morning.
Okay, and I won't have that charge.
Nope, you won't.
down here.
You won't. Well, you'll have been found guilty, but you'll have been sentenced to whatever it is, 2 days, and that won't hold you up.
And that was a misdemeanor, correct?
Yep, yeah, it was a misdemeanor petty theft.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you want to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right, so they're going to give you a waiver form to sign there. In case number 23 MM621, I'm going to commute the sentence. We sentenced him to probation yesterday. We'll sentence him to time served of 2 days with fine and court costs. And then you sign the waiver. We'll put North Carolina on the clock right now. Michael, if you're still here in 15 days, they'll bring you back to see me, okay?
All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you.
May I ask one question?
Sure.
If I have, Can you get, a bond on a VOP?
I can't give you a bond
Obviously,
on
obviously I
the-
gotta have the lawyer in North Carolina to do it, but
So-
is that possible?
I don't know what the teletype says, hang on a second. No, so the lawyer in North Carolina could go to court and ask them to give you a bond, but at the moment you don't have one and I can't do anything about it.
Right, of course, but it's something that is feasible?
It's certainly within the realm of possibility, yes.
Okay.
All right?
Very good, thank you.
You bet. Brent Kaufman? Can he resolve this today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hey, Brent, date of birth?
August 4th, 1979.
Your Honor, it would be a 10-0.
All right. Brent, you're here on a warrant I signed for failing to appear in my court on a driving on a suspended license. If you'd like, Brent, we can resolve that case today with time served, so that you just get, it would be 2 days, and that case would be over. I'd sentence you to 1 day, actually. Or if you'd like to try to bond out and talk to a lawyer, you sure can do that.
So I'm sorry, can you repeat that one?
Sure can.
So you,
So you have a charge in front of me of driving on a suspended license, right?
yes,
Okay, and I have a warrant here because apparently you failed to appear on the 20th of April.
yes, Your Honor.
If you want to resolve your driving on a suspended license, you can plead no contest this morning. I would sentence you to 1 day in the county jail. Then that case would be over. You wouldn't have to worry about the FTA, and you're done coming to court on this.
Okay, so let's do that.
All right? You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you. But you want to give up those rights so we can resolve your driving on a suspended case today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Case number 23 CT 679, as to the charge that you drove knowing your license was suspended or revoked. How do you wish to plead? You may plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find that it was freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the county jail, credit 1 day served. Finding court costs is $450 and $50 for the day in jail, but that takes care of it, Brent. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you will be released today, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, good luck. And Dylan Smith.
Yes, Your Honor.
Morning, Dylan, what's your date of birth?
338-2.
Dylan, I have a warrant for you signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'm going to have private counsel. I was just curious what the violation was.
It says... fail to pay and fail to complete substance abuse treatment. But you'll have to talk to your lawyer about that. I'll point to PD.
Yeah, I got you.
Bond is, or you're going to get private counsel, sorry. Bond will be no bond. I'll send you back to see Judge Merritt on May 23rd. When you talk to your lawyer, make sure you tell him about that date, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Joe.